Welcome to the Restore Yourself podcast. I am your host, Timothy Waterman. I'm a metaphysical teacher, a divine channel of universal wisdom, and a personal breakthrough guide. I've taken a few weeks off the podcast here as I've been doing just that. I've helped a number of people this month have personal breakthroughs in their lives, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been very enjoyable. I mean, there's a lot of magic in this world, and I do have to say that when someone gets back to me after even a single session or maybe a couple sessions and is telling me that things in their lives are changing because they're seeing things in a new way, they're showing up in their life in a new way, they're perceiving their life in a new way, they're open to more possibilities. When someone gets back to me and tells me that they are enjoying their life more after some of the breakthrough work that we've done together or some of the one-to-one channeling work that they've participated in, I mean, it just really it makes my heart sing. It makes my heart sing. And so I've been up to quite a bit of that this month. And again, it's been very rewarding and very fun. And now it's time to get back to the podcast. So here I am. And today, what I want to speak to has to do with two channeled codes that came through in a one-to-one channeled session towards the beginning of this month. And they are powerful, powerful codes. I spoke to the individual that had the session with me, and I shared that I wanted to communicate these two codes to the world, and this person was very supportive and said, of course, share these codes with the world. So here I am, and I'm so excited to share because one of them has to do with a theme that has been showing up in my life. It's been communicated to me over and over by way of my higher self, my internal guidance, my internal GPS, if you will, often referred to as intuition, the guiding light of my heart, you could say. It's been showing up loud and clear, and the message has been on repeat. It's been slow down, slow down, slow all the way down. Just keep slowing down. And it's been very relevant, and as I said before, it keeps coming through in different ways. And then in this one-to-one channeled session, it came through as in the slowing down and living one's life in balance, there is just more. I want to say that one more time. In the slowing down and living one's life in balance, there is just more. And that has really stayed with me in a big way. And I've been practicing it ever since. I've had a few weeks to practice integrating this channeled code. And I practice it every single day. It's actually constantly in my awareness to slow down. There's no need to rush. There's no need to rush my way through any activity. There's no need to rush my way through my day in general. And in the slowing down and living my life in balance, there's just more. And I do have to say, I find the truth. I find the truth in my experience of living and integrating and embodying this code. It's so relevant. And I'll use the example of eating a meal. Many times, and I've been aware of this for a while, many times I'll be eating a meal and my mind will just be thinking. It'll be thinking about this, it'll be thinking about that, it'll be thinking about what I'm doing next. And in the thinking, it takes a big part of my awareness away from the process of eating. I'm not tasting my food as fully. I'm only kind of tasting it when my head is busy, when my head is thinking. And every time I practice slowing down, stopping my thoughts, I've been able to get really good at this by choice, as I've been a meditator for over a decade now. So when I want to slow my thoughts, stop my thoughts, come back to the moment, come back to the breath, shift my awareness into the experience of eating, I can do that. I can do that. Now, it doesn't mean that my mind won't try to sneak in again and start thinking again. It doesn't mean it's not going to try and sneak back in. It does. However, my practice is to keep bringing my awareness back to the experience of eating, of tasting my food, of slowly chewing my food, and really allowing all the taste buds on my tongue to experience the flavor. And here's a fun fact. I looked this up because I've been also really working on embodying the channeled wisdom that I've received in this past year, that life is about pleasure in a big way. We're here to experience pleasure in so many different ways, in an abundance of ways. We're here to experience pleasure, and one of those ways is through taste. Taste can be exquisite if we really put our awareness into our flavor profile, into our taste buds. And I did some research on this, and I found that at any given point, any particular human being can have anywhere from 2,000 to 10,000 taste buds on their tongue at any given point. And the sensory cell inside the taste bud replaces itself every 7 to 14 days. So just sit with that for a moment. Any particular human being might have between 2,000 and 10,000 taste buds on their tongue. And the sensory cell inside each taste bud renews itself every 7 to 14 days. That's just the average information that I found. I looked at a few different sources online. The overall theme I found between the few sites that I checked is that, again, there's anywhere between 2,000 to 10,000 taste buds on any individual human being's tongue, and the sensory cells replace themselves anywhere from 7 to 14 days. To me, life put a lot of intention just in the tongue, in terms of being able to receive taste, receive pleasure through taste. And when I slow down and live my life in balance, when I bring my awareness to the process of eating, of chewing, of really tasting my food, I get more out of it. I really do. I taste a whole new depth of flavor, and it is pleasurable. It does feel really good. And I allow it to just be an experience, like an amazing experience where I really dive into the flavor. I really let myself go, oh wow, this tastes so, I let myself experience, wow, all these tastes are so incredible, they're amazing. And I spend a lot more time consciously designing meals to wow my tongue, if you will, to wow my taste buds. I slow down and I design meals that I know are going to taste really good. I put more intention and consciousness to how I design my meals. I change it up, and I go with the intention of how much pleasure can I have during this meal right now. That's just one example. Slowing down to taste and experience the richness of food. And I'll say again that I stay present with the slowing down all throughout my day. When I'm taking my walks outside, I practice slowing down and really taking in the scenery, really taking in the smells. When I've been having conversations with people, with friends, I've been working on slowing down even more, just slowing down and really enjoying the conversation. Everything that I do, any activity, as I'm doing it, I stay present with there's no need to rush, and the slowing down, there's more. And what that means to me is that life is a very rich experience. Every experience throughout our day can be rich, and so many of them can be very enjoyable if we would allow ourselves to slow down and really make our conscious intention to enjoy them, whatever it may be. Even playing with a pet, just can we really slow down and fully immerse ourselves in the experience of playing with the pet and seeing how much joy they're getting out of it. Can we match the level of the joy that our pet may be having, and really go there and fully immerse ourselves in the experience? So I'll say it one more time, and I don't know how this may land for you, but it's landed for me again in every experience throughout my day. In the slowing down and living one's life in balance, there is just more. And to me, that means that there's just another layer of depth, another layer of richness to be experienced in life. And I'm finding that more and more as I continue to slow down, as I make my conscious practice to slow down throughout the day and really be present with each activity. Because it's so easy in the regular activities that we do each day to kind of tap out, if you will, to go up into our thoughts and not really be present, to be distracted of thoughts and thinking and what's next and what am I doing later and how's this going to go? And it's really easy to tap out and be disconnected from the present moment. And to me, there is so much more pleasure to be had when we are present and we make whatever activity we're doing more enjoyable, because we can. When we're present, we can set the intention to enjoy what we're doing, to slow down and really be consciously in the experience and to take it all in. And that can change up our approach to any activity we may be doing. I mean, just this morning, I'm pet sitting at the moment, and I was playing with this cute little dog, and I really made my intention to be fully in the moment and really enjoying the act of play as much as this adorable puppy was. And it was amazing to watch how much joy the puppy was getting from playing, and that helped me go into the vibration of joy as well. So I'll say it one more time. In the slowing down and living one's life in balance, there is just more. That's the channeled code. That is the channeled code. The second code, which I feel really pairs well with this first code, is life is designed with checks and balances. Life is designed with checks and balances. So I'll share what that means to me. That we do have free will in this experience. We absolutely do, if you ask me. And sometimes our human, just due to old patterns of conditioning, can get really caught up. And one aspect of our lives can get really overwhelmed, trying to control things, getting super fixated on things. And sometimes an area or an aspect of our lives can just start to, things kind of get out of balance. Things get out of balance, and then an aspect of our beingness starts to suffer, whether it be our mental beingness, our emotional beingness, our physical beingness. To me, the soul is designed to keep these in balance, to invite us to stay in balance. And if we ignore the pings from our soul, then I feel that a check or a balance may show up in our lives. And looking back at my experience, I can see many times that a check or a balance showed up in my life. And sometimes it was through my health. Sometimes my soul was using my health to get my attention, to tell me to slow down, to not rush, to not try to control, to not try to figure it out, to not get myself so overwhelmed with trying to control things, to trust my intuition, to follow my heart. There's been a number of times where my soul has used my health as a check or a balance to say, hey, are you listening? Are you listening? And let me tell you, when something shows up with my health, that gets me to listen to my soul. That gets me to really stop, slow down, and say, where have I not been listening? Where have I not been listening? So health is one aspect, but it could be an aspect of finances. It could be an aspect of finance. Any area of our life, there can be a check or a balance that shows up, if you ask me. So it could be finance, something with the finances, and the question may be, why is this happening with my finances? What's going on here? Why is this showing up? The question that I would really begin to ask, the question that I am going to ask going forward, is if anything unusual is showing up in my life where I don't understand, I'm going to ask the question, is this a check or a balance? And if so, what is it trying to tell me? It could also be in a relationship. Maybe there's a relationship where I'll use the example of a romantic relationship. Maybe there's a romantic relationship where someone is just approaching things really fast, in a rush to really make something of a relationship, what they think it should be, what they think the relationship should be, and they're rushing, they're trying to force this relationship to be what they want it to be. Meanwhile, the other person is not at the same pace. They're feeling the rushed energy, they're feeling the overwhelm, and they're like, wow, this is way too fast for me. So maybe they start to pull away. Maybe they start to kind of fall off the radar a little bit. To me, that could be a check or a balance saying, hey, you're not in sync with the other person. You're trying to rush things, and it's at too quick of a pace for this other person. So them starting to pull away is a check or a balance, if you ask me. So, I would just offer to really, anytime there's something that shows up in life where the mind, the personality starts to question, why is this showing up? This is weird. I don't understand. Why is this showing up? I would offer the question, might it be a check or a balance? And if so, what is it there to tell you? Chances are it may be slow down. Stop, slow down. There's no need to rush. Are you trying to be in control of this aspect of your life? Are you being too controlling? Are you trying to micromanage the universe? Are you trying to micromanage your higher self? Are you getting in your own way? Are you starting to act in a way that's causing yourself harm, whether it be, physical harm, mental harm, emotional harm, just because, again, just your actions, the way you're showing up has gotten a bit out of balance? And if so, my practice is to listen, to slow down and ask my soul, okay, you've got my attention. What are you trying to tell me? What have I not been hearing? Because I want to hear. I want to get back in balance. I really want to get back in balance. So I'm here to listen. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to listen. So to me, the code of life is designed with checks and balances is also a very powerful code. And one that's also going to stay with me, because it is my desire to listen and be in sync with my soul, my higher self, as much as possible. And so if there's an aspect of my life where something shows up and I don't understand, I'm going to really remember, maybe this is a check or a balance, and what is it here to tell me? So those are the two codes that I wanted to pass on, and just to share in case they may resonate with you, in case they may speak to you in some way. I'm here to simply share and then leave it on the table. You can take it or leave it. I'm just here to bring it to the table. So that's what I have for today. That's what I have for this transmission. I hope it's been helpful. I hope you've gotten some insights out of it. Potentially, maybe it's expanded your awareness to look at certain aspects of your life in a new way. And if so, I'd love to hear about it. You're always welcome to reach out and let me know if something has served you in the podcast. My email is always in the show notes, so you're always welcome to reach out with an email. And if you're listening to me speak about these channel codes and you're very curious about having a channeled session, a one-to-one channeled session, because you're just at a place in your life where you are asking big questions, you're wanting to create more clarity for yourself, maybe you're feeling a little bit lost or stuck or confused and you really want to get back to a place of clarity, I would say, hey, that's how I find the one-to-one channeled sessions to be helpful. People show up wanting to create more clarity. And on the other side, I continually have people tell me wow, I feel so much more clear. I feel so much more at ease. These questions I've been asking, it all makes so much more sense now. And so I love these sessions. I love seeing how they serve and they help others. And so if you're curious, hey, again, you could always reach out by email, or you can go to my website, which is in the show notes. And via my website, you can apply for a one-to-one channeled session. You just fill out a bit of information, which then gets transmitted to me online, and I take a look just to see if it feels like what you're looking for what you're looking for in terms of a channeled session, if it's a good match for what I offer. And if it is, then I reach back out and say, hey, what you're looking for in a session is a good match for what I offer. And then I reach out and say, hey, it seems like everything's aligned here, so here's the link to go ahead and schedule a session. So that's how that works. So again, you can find my website in the show notes as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen today. I hope you've been well this January. January has been so much fun for me. I've been learning so much. I've been learning so much. I've had so much amazing channeled information come through this month, especially at the beginning of this month, which has really been inviting me into new ways to live my life. And I've really been consciously working to embody these channeled codes, and they really are changing my life. They're bringing a lot more value and richness to my human experience. I'm enjoying my life more and more all the time. So I just love channeled wisdom. I just love channeled wisdom. If you can't tell, I just love it. So thanks again for listening. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to connecting with you on the next podcast. Until then, be well and much love.